remembering the victims of a deadly fire in Youngstown. It's been 2 years since 10-year-old Corinne Gump and her grandparents, Bill and Judy Schmidt, were killed in a fire at their home on Powers Way while they slept. 27 First News reporter Lindsay Watson was at a vigil with friends and family tonight. Lindsay is live in the studio with more.
It was just before 4 a.m. on March 30th, 2015, when an explosion and fire lit up 3631 Powers Way. Within a few hours, it was known that 3 people in the house, 10-year-old Corinne Gump and her grandparents, Bill and Judy Schmidt, had died in that fire. Those who came to the vigil tonight say they will continue this tradition, if only to make sure Corinne's voice is never silenced.
Corinne, Bill, and Judy, we are here with whispered prayers and our candles shining bright. Balloons released with loving messages, all for you tonight.
A family torn and a community still shaken 2 years after an unthinkable tragedy. Still with dimly lit candles as the storm clouds passed over Youngstown this evening, they gather to remember.
Corinne's voice is always going to be heard. We definitely want justice for her. She was 10 years old and taken way too soon.
It is very important to this family to keep that memory alive, to keep those voices still heard. This is a memorial for victims, and it is going to keep going as long as we live. Every year we will be back into this spot to remember them.
The house that once stood on Powers Way is no more, but a tree still stands in the front yard, marking a memorial. Just another sign of change in the 2 years since the tragic death of 10-year-old Corinne and her grandparents. A vacant lot these loved ones are hoping to give a rebirth by planting a memorial garden.
To see the vacant lot, it's hard, so if there's vibrance and life, it'll bring some kind of peace that is so needed into what really happened here.
Tonight, through tears, several loved ones spoke about the 3 people they call angels, lives that were taken way too soon.
We can't get that closure without that, without somebody being held accountable for what happened here.
While they continue to grieve in the 2 years that have passed, this group has never forgotten the first responders who risked their lives to save these 3 people.
They wake up on this day and still remember what the horrific scene that they walked into. So for them to be scarred for life also is like hard to deal with.
We love you guys.
We love you.
High as the sky, deep as the sea. That's how much you mean to me.
No one has ever been convicted in this case. However, the trial for Robert Seaman, the man who's been charged in these arson murders, is set to begin next month in Portage County. Prosecutors believe he was the one to start the blaze, which led to these tragic deaths. Reporting live in the studio tonight, Lindsay Watson, 27 First News at 11.